I'm looking at it all today. The things that are coming through, the crescent moon shapes. I don't know if those are vying for salt water for my symbolic process class or not. But she got added to this piece that wanted to get made as soon as I signed up for symbolic process. The sun is already down. I went running for a few things trying to get here for you to see it tuck under the curve of the earth where the sun gets to go when it's done with the day. I'm going to do laundry and pack. I made arrangements for the plants and the mail and all the other things that happen when they keep happening in a life, whether you are here to live it or not. I intend to come back to live mine. I woke up this morning kind of in love with my life. Grateful, for every breath and for this time and this space and this place where I get to just be myself. And grateful for the arty moo-moos I've been ordering and the funny glasses and the way I'm aging and the way I'm noticing I'm aging in the 90 some odd days of this sequester. At the pictures of the past years, this day last year was a glide day that turned into a Verdell day, and we painted faces down by where my new job is going to be if we go back to the offices ever. So there's a new job on the horizon, and there's a trip to see the kids, and there's a need for the momness that I'm bringing. And there's a sweetness with my ex-husband over things I'm meeting him to take to our graduate daughter. He has presents for her. And then I'll leave New York and he'll fly in, and I'll go from New York to my mother and take a look at my family and consider what the middle of the country is like. There are whales. You can't see them, but they are spouting and jumping and moving as their deep, dark bodies, big enough to see from the hill that I live on, as they crest and spout. These moments in the twilight, when the sun is down and the night is not yet here, and the miracle of all the states of in between, all that pride flag, rainbow at the lighted horizon, that prism of everything possible still. That's what I feel in this liminal time. Whiteness education has not started yet again tonight. I listened to James Baldwin over and over and over and over and over again. And I watch I Am Not Your Negro. And I look at the systematic way that Black leadership has been sacrificed in the American landscape. And I think of what a treasure what a gorgeous gift it was to get to keep Obama and to have him still to weigh in as we do this 2020 thing, this taking back of the moral arc toward justice. Please. Again. Please. Every night, and I send another $50, and I pray, and I pray, and I pray, and I pray that Brian Stevenson is actually going to get to inspire us to consider mercy. You know, the thing about systemic issues and building infrastructure that requires, like, deciding there's a pipeline from third grade test course to prison. And then recently I found something floating around since 2011 of this judge who got paid to place prison. Got paid. I don't care how old the story is, I can't imagine the humanity that can compartmentalize. I mean, I'm assuming that judge had a family, had maybe kids, a wife or partner. Figured out his system of payoffs and negotiations, determined when a defendant walked in his courtroom whether this would be one he would sell or not. Stomach for that level of truth. And so I sit up here and pontificate in my soliloquy at the beauty of the earth and the treasure of every breath. The life I get to live, and the life those kids get to live, having been sold into systems of incarceration that continue to carry on the work of slavers, the institutions we have created. I have stood by and watched as I have been morally outraged in my pontifications. But I haven't once gone to the border and seen the conditions people are living in there. And I pass on terrible stories, and I pray for the families separated at the border. In my because I'm not related to anybody who is currently separated from their children in ways from knowing where they are. someone in my community is in that situation, they haven't told me that truth. I am not the keeper. And yet I know it is happening to people. People I don't know. People from places I've never been. People who speak a language I don't understand. Venture to understand. I don't reach to understand. I don't engage in learning in such a way that I can understand. These things for myself, about myself. It makes me more grateful for what I have determined as my own life. What a thing to be able to do. To be 54 and free. Firmly, solely responsible for herself, for her choices and her consequences, and her freedoms. Think about that or do about that, but be grateful. And so every day sacred, every day grateful. I occupy my life. Out loud with you. Blessings on our collective courage. May we each find our way to the struggles of this day, to our common humanity, to the people who are working with people who have nothing, working with people who have had everything taken from them. And the names, the names, the names, the names, the names. The 4,400 named lynching victims at the honored at the Equal Justice Initiative's Lynching Museum. And the museum 7.7 miles away from that monument to human cruelty. Of slavery, from an enslavement of Africans came across the Atlantic. The modern day mass incarceration of black men. Enough to be a mother to two incredibly beautiful black men on this earth. Talented and smart, kind and loving, generous and generative. And every day I pray for their safety. Look out from my lighthouse at the left coast edge of America. Ones are safe and warm and inside, getting to sleep inside tonight. Your sacred witness on who we be and who we become in this our time of co-creating the American trajectory of arc toward justice.